At times in your recording sections and you discover that you needed a backup singers, your tenor, your alto singers, your soprano, your bass singers, and at times it kind of been expensive for you to acquire those singers to come to feature in your songs. But I bring a good news to you now that you can actually get all the backups you wanted to in your song, on your tracks, with just one vocals. Yes, what do I mean? You can actually get a huge backups, like a chorus backups, like a wire backups, all the trebles, all the altos and bass will be right there just on a spot of one vocals. And that is what I'm here to train you on, how you can do that on Cubase 12. Okay, welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Jackson Jackabit. So I'll be playing the beat with one particular voice chorus I used, and you guys will see how blending it was, and then I'll take you through on how I was able to achieve that. So let's just listen and you see, then we're gonna return back on how I was able to achieve this wonderful piece of work. So listen. As you can see, you discovered that it's just one vocals actually, and you are hearing this backup. So I'm gonna silence just the beat, and for you guys to hear the single vocals that I was able to multiply and get a huge backups as I wanted. So just listen and you see just one vocals that I was able to multiply to get a huge backup. So just listen. If you discover, you see that there are a lot of backups just on this particular vocals. What it tells to you is that with the use of harmonic engine, you can actually multiply a lot of backups on just one vocals you just recorded, and you won't be spending maybe you won't be spending much on contracting your backup singers and you know, and all of that. You will do it right with that voice you recorded. With that your voice you recorded, you can multiply it and get what you want. Let's just play just this particular stuff I just played right here now, and with the lead voice you see how it blended without the beat. Remember, I haven't done much on the effects like that. I just have to add a little bit of my reverb, and I haven't actually trickled on that effect. But the essence of this tutorial is to train you on how you can use your harmonic engine to actually get a huge backups, and you know, I get a feel of what it takes for you to have a backup. Yes, I know I got a request on this channel that how do you try to mix your backups, and I want you to lecture us on how you can achieve that wonderful backup, and this is why I'm putting up this video right here. So for the sake of people that doesn't understand what backups is actually the particular voice that accompanying the main voice. You know, at times you might be singing something and the next voice comes in and blend the vocals, and that is what we call backups. In case you're coming across this video for the first time, or rather you coming into this channel for the first time, please consider to subscribe, click the notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notified once I upload a new brand video, because I do upload every week, especially Mondays and Fridays. So stay back. In this family we have a lot of amazing stuff to give out, and we'll be sharing a lot of secret and hoods about music production. So right here, without wasting time, let's dive straight into how I was able to achieve this wonderful piece of job. So right here, listen. So the question is, how did you use your harmonic engine to achieve this powerful piece of work? So how did I do it is that I go straight into my inside and go into my inside my wave, and you're gonna see that is my harmonic engine right here. So there are a lot of features right here in this harmonic engine, which I'll be explaining some few part of it that is gonna guide you then why you manipulate your own settings, because what you will want to achieve on your own backup might be different from what I actually want to achieve. So but being telling you the functions of some keys and how you can get it set up is gonna help you to manipulate your own and get your own setting, and that's the best thing, to know the foundations, and that is what I'm gonna show you right here. So without wasting time, let's dive straight into how I was able to achieve this wonderful piece of work. Okay, in case you want to use these, the first thing that's going to come through your mind is to first of all to locate the key of that particular song that you are doing. So at this part we call it harmonic control, in the sense that you have your harmonic source, and which comes in scales, intervals, and fixed intervals, and chord, and all of that. It depends on what you use, but I'd like to place mine on scales, intervals. And we have the next, the key or the root key of the song. That is the particular key that you might be using. For the sake of this particular lectures, the key was on E flat major, and the next is the scale, major scales, and the next is the chord. The question is gonna be what chord actually, and what inversion do you want to be using. So what inversion you want to be using is, in case you are using can of the chord degree or chord name or chord via the MIDI or wherever, and so that's where you'll be kind of putting up your chord, your first chord, and you'll be doing some inversions, and it's gonna be helping you. You're gonna do your first inversion, third inversion. Don't just want to be using these stuff like this. I just want to make sure that I put it on my scale, or rather on the fix or anything, or you can put it on a fix. In case you want to put on the fix, is already on the fix, then you can put on the fix. But for the sake of this tutorial, for you guys to know the full illustration of what I want to show you guys, then I'll be putting it on scale interval. And you guys know that I have already stated my key, and I have stated my scale. So the next is I'll be going on the harmonized section. In the spot of the naturalized part of this harmonized, that some part of you can actually get your vocals or your backups being natural by the increase of this setting, because the more you turn it all the way, it's get more engaged and that. But in case you just want to know the particular amount of naturalized percentage or value you gotta be using on this part, then you can go back to your Octatune on how I was able to calculate Octatune settings, and you can input that figure right here. In case you miss out on the tutorial about Octatune Pro, and you gotta go back down in the video and then watch that, I understand what I talked about on the calculations of these naturalized stuffs and all of that. So the next is the pitch variations. So in case you don't find the pitch pleasant, and you needed to do a lot of bit of tricking on the pitch, you can now actually use this particular effect on the pitch. So the other ones is time variations. So you can manipulate on the time and see how it sounds. So the most important part I want you guys to focus more right here is this part. This input, we have the first gain, we have the truth level 1 2 3 4. So what it says is that this is the input. The first input is the lead voice that hasn't gotten any backup, right? Okay, so let's assume I'm soloing, I'm removing all of that. I want you guys to listen to this input of these vocals and you'll be able to understand what I wanted to achieve. So all the backups, I just muted it. So I have to leave the main vocals. This is the main vocals, the one you just had. Now I'm gonna play it again for you guys to understand. This is the main vocals, and we'll be getting a huge backups, like about 1 2 3 or 4 of backups, and in these vocals that you are hearing. So let's just play for you guys to listen the natural voice he did. So do you know that you can actually get your treble, alto, and all of that bass using this particular voice? And that is what I'm going to train you guys right here. So this is it. So we'll be using the first voice, and you get to listen and see how it sounds. So remember, the original voice is off right now. So let's just play and you see the first backup, how it's gonna sound. This is the first backup. I choose, you can change your own variations, but let me just play with this backup right here and with original input backup vocals. Isn't it not wonderful? It's so splendid, it's so great, so awesome, so that you can actually use one vocals and multiply and get a huge backup. It sounds so good. Then the question is, how did you achieve this? How were you able to get that backups may using just one input vocals? And that is what I want to train you. So right here, you go on these intervals. We have so many intervals. We have the second down octave intervals all the way to 7th intervals, and up all the way to 8th intervals, and all the way. So but I chose to use if you place it on you're not gonna have any interval. Let's just play. So it returns to the original voice that you used. So you'll be checking the variations to see the ones that I think is gonna be good on the first backup voice. So we're using -2 variations. Let's play and listen. Remember, always keep the vocals on the right key and on the right scale, because once the key is on another key, not the key of the song, you discover that the backups start moving off. So you don't want to mess around with such off-key backup. So that's the more reason why you have to make sure that all is in place. Don't think that the second variation is gonna be okay, because so let's go down to variation 3 and see. So let's play with the original with this variation and see how it sounds. It's okay, I like it, but let's still check other variations like variation 4. Version 4 is not okay, so I think let's just use the version 3 and it's okay on the first backup. So let's play it again. Very wonderful, very splendid. I like what I had that place, and I know you guys like what you heard on that spot. So we'll be going straight into the second backups, whereby we are done with this first backups. We're gonna mute it and turn on the second spot. Remember, we are done with number 1, then we are on number 2 setting right here. So we'll be turning it on, and we'll be checking. So we'll be putting it on original settings on how it sounds original way. So remember, we are going to turn off the original voice for us to hear the second backup, how it's going to sound like. Yeah, of course, it's going to sound original, but let's see the variations that's going to fit, or that's gonna get off what you want. So we'll be checking on all these variations. You can start checking from up, or you can start checking from down, but because we have already checked down minus 3, so we're gonna add another 3 on top of the one we added, and it's gonna give us like 6. So let's take the variation 6. Very, very powerful. You see, normally, you know, someone want to get this kind of backups, high pitch of these backups, just like what you had right there. At times, it becomes more difficult. But with this harmonic engine, is gonna make work professionally and make your backup look more professional. So let's just play with the original voice and this backup second, and for you guys to see how wonderful it sounds. Very wonderful. So we'll be turning the first backup on and the second backup on, and the original backup, the original voice rather, and we're gonna play both, and you see how both of them sound. So if you discover, you see that it's okay, but the volume adjustment is not right in place, but we're gonna come back onto it. So let's just first of all get all the variations we wanted, then we're gonna come straight into the arrangement of the volume. So the next backups is gonna be our third backups. In case you wanted to get your backups more and more, like you want more backups, you can go on and add up to the third backups. But if you're comfortable with what you have, then you can stop right there. But for the sake of these tutorials, I just want to make sure that these backups get more like a chorus backups. I think we still need to add more, so that is what I'm gonna do right here. So at this backup 3, then we're gonna place it on the original voice, and then we'll play and see how it sounds. The third was first variation intervals, and the second was sixth variation intervals, and the third is gonna be, let's just say, let's come down a bit, because you know I just want to make sure we use up and down interval vibrations. So let's just say we use something like down. Let's play and see how it sounds. If it's okay, then we go. If it's not, then we can try other intervals. Okay, this sounds like a deep interval, and I think we should check more intervals and see how it sounds. So I want to be talking anything, and I'll be checking the intervals that I think sounds good for me. Once I am okay with it, then we can proceed. Okay, I like the variations of 4, and let's just play the variations with the versions of 4, that means the interval 4 and the third backups with the original voice, and see how it was able to blend. Okay, it's okay. I like what I heard that plays, and the next will be our fourth backups, and we'll be turning it on then and see how it sounds originally, while we now put on the intervals which we wanted. That's original. So let's see the variations that is gonna fit up on this. So let's say 5 interval. No, I don't like it. So I'll be taking time to discover the interval that is gonna be okay for me. Then we'll proceed. Okay, you see the secret right here is that once you are using the negative intervals like -3, then automatically you must have to put +3. Then now we have +6, you know, automatically you'll be putting -6. So let's play the one before this one for you guys to see. So that's the secret. So let's play the last one for you guys to hear how it sounds. So we'll be playing the -3 intervals and the +3 intervals, and for us to see how both of them sound. So this is where we're gonna do our volume adjustment. The question is gonna be which one is going to be more louder or more okay. So let's play again with our ear, then we discover which one that we might be reducing. I think -6 right here and -6 right here. We still come back to that. Let's mute it and turn on our +6 interval and -6 interval. So listen. We'll be multiplying this 6 by 2. It's gonna give us like -12. Then the other one is gonna still be -12. So meaning that both intervals are gonna be -12, -12. While the other one is gonna be -6. So listen. You see, I like it on that variation. So let's turn the 4 backups without the main original input vocals and see just the backups on the volume adjustment. Now let's add the original and see how it sounds. So because the original is original, we got to increase it to -3. So listen. You see, we just get a perfect volume adjustment, and we just get a perfect backup using just one single vocals. So let's just play this with a beat. So we'll be doing some bypass, you know, for you guys to hear the bypass, why the beat sounds, and you see the difference. So let's just turn it off, hear the original, and I turn it on and see the backups feel. So that's the original before we did the harmonic engine stuffs on that vocal. So this is the harmonic engine activated. Let me play it. So that is a very huge stuff that is going to help you to get multiple backups on your track. So what you're going to do is to expand the vocals, and you have a lot of plugins that can help you get that expanded. So you'll be still using image stereo, and we have a very good settings that we'll be using far and wide, and let's see how it's gonna sound on that. If you discover, you see that the backups is kind of far away from the original, and it gives more expansion. And if you're okay with that, fine. But if you're not okay with that, then you can come closer and make it more narrow. So let's see. If the expansion is not okay for you, and you can adjust the percentage of left and right stereo you wanted to use. So I think let's see if this expansion right here is gonna be okay for the work. I think this expansion is perfectly wonderful, and I like it, and we'll be using that. Then you still have to make sure that you put your DSRs to avoid some of the other C sounds that might come, so you make sure that you avoid that. So I use DSR, this particular DSR. You can now add your studio chorus. Your studio chorus is gonna make it more light, and so I'm using a preset on this studio chorus light and wide. So let's play with that, and you see how it sounds. So let's play without a beat, so you see the general output result we have on this backup using just one single voice. So listen. Very wonderful. You can't believe that it's just one vocals that was able to turn into like 4 backups. And that is a simple tips, and that is a simple strategy that you're going to use on other backups. Let's assume that you're able to just do one vocals and you want to turn it to another like 4 different backups. You can do that. So this is how you do and achieve that chorus, that choir chorus backups that you wanted. So in case this video has been helpful, and I know which it has been helpful, and you have learned one thing or the other, please give us a like button. It do helps to promote this channel, and write on the comment section and tell me that you learned something good on this. And if you haven't subscribed, please do remember to subscribe. Click the notification bell so you'll be the first to receive our content once we upload, because we do upload a new brand video every Mondays and Fridays, and I know you don't want to miss out on this amazing piece of work that I upload right here. So we'll be coming to the end of this tutorial, and I thank you for being part of this tutorial, and I thank you again. See you next time. I remain your humble producer, Jacobit Jackson. Stay bless.